This one brings the crowd alive. Jett Strickenberger and Troy Spratley, again nationally ranked wrestlers, both in the top 10. And as we mentioned in the opener, Tony, they've got a rather colorful history against one another. This will be the fourth time they've been up against each other. Before we get to the 125-pound matchup, let's go over to Jared. He has Connor Doucette.
Connor Doucette, you were the guy for the Cowboys for 2 seasons, and then you get one of the best wrestlers in the history of the heavyweight weight class coming in, winning a Hodge Trophy and a national championship. You're back in there now, inside of the top 10. How does that feel for you?
Feels good. Long way to go. You know, trying to go to the top, but I'm just grateful to be out there wrestling. Back to what I love.
You said you got a long way to go. What are you looking to improve on to get yourself on that NCAA podium?
Just scoring points. I think I did a good job out there, working on some top that I haven't done in a while, but you know, just going out there looking to score points and putting people on notice. Congratulations.
Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
First period pen for Connor Doucette. And now we focus on this 125-pound matchup against Strickenberger, 2-1 all time against Spratley. Spratley, an Oklahoma native, but transferred into the Cowboys program from Minnesota. And Strickenberger 10-2 on the year so far.
These guys have some similarities in the sense that they're both long, both can reach things, you know. Obviously been both very successful. So in this match, again, what you're going to see at 20, nice job by Spratley and a nice shot, but tried to dump it and wasn't able to get it exactly the way he wanted. But there's going to be the three-point takedown. He did a nice job at turning the corner, and just as we talked about before, Strickenberger stopped the first one. It was a reshot and the counter again that helped him score that point. And it's always weird going from heavyweight back down to 25, and just the speed with which the match goes.
First points to Spratley here.
Yeah, and these guys have been sitting around waiting for the whole duel. Usually they're on the front end of it, right? And this time they're on the very back end, knowing that they're going to face a guy that they're super similar
and well accustomed to each other. It's, you know, the history between these two. Spratley winning the first one, and then Jett winning the last two, one of them in overtime, and then the fall in last year's duel. You know, that's just something where, you know, I don't know, Tony, in your experience, like getting used to guys that you've seen them multiple times, or, you know, do you think that this is something that coaches are, you know, changing things up and, you know, messing with the game plan a little bit?
Well, I think every match that you wrestle is supposed to be about you, right? It's about what you're working to improve and what you're getting better at. The thing that the opponent does is present you with a different problem to solve, right? So the question is, how do I solve this problem based on what I do well? That's pretty true in every sport. So, and are you constantly working to add a little wrinkle here and there? Yes, this, you know, change the way your hands here, change a little bit of this, a little bit of that, to continue to improve, right? The idea is you have to continue to improve.
Whistle with 33 seconds left, right on the boundary, and Strickenberger looks back and says, got my right foot still in there.
Yeah, he did.
And that was coming off of, you know, Spratley being in the top position on their feet. They're trying to get a mat return for a good 20 seconds beforehand.
Right. I think maybe he might have been out and put the leg back there. Yep. But he certainly was anticipating them being out of bounds anyway, right? And I think they were.
26 seconds left in this first period.
Spratley been doing a nice job defending against that Granby roll of Strickenberger, really doing a great job keeping his weight and his hips back, letting that roll go through and then covering, not trying to follow through with the roll.
Well, now he's got that 2-on-1. He's been doing a nice job on top, right? He's got over a minute riding time, which means he's been controlling Strickenberger on the mat, which is making him expend a lot of energy down there, which is to his favor.
into the first period, a 3-0 lead for Spratley. After the holiday break, Mountaineer Wrestling team returns to action with a trip to the Southwest as the Big 12 campaign continues at Arizona State. Friday, January 9th at 8:30. The Sun Devils host the 17th ranked Mountaineers. Make a note on your calendar to watch the Arizona State West Virginia wrestling matchup. This event and thousands of others available on your TV or mobile device in the ESPN app. Start of the second, Spratley down with a 3-0 lead.
You know, that promo reminds me, there are a lot of really good coaches in this league.
Oh,
I mean, you know, they're going to go out and wrestle Arizona State with Zeke Jones, who was obviously a former assistant here and coach of the national team and whatnot for a number of years on top of that. But man, there's some excellent coaches in this league, and which is why you have some excellent people wrestling. Strickenberger go a little high. He's trying to get that turn, got a little high off, and Spratley is showing way more flexibility than my shoulders will ever allow. And now trying to get the turn himself. He was pretty close to having that tilt. I think Spratley's been doing a nice job of getting himself in good position when he's on top. I mean, there's like a 2-on-1 there. Lets it go, pops it out finally. Now they're out of bounds.
Spratley doing something real similar to what Ty Waters is doing, where he puts that knee on the thigh, and then really it really puts his hips in your hip pocket and really allows you to control that wrestler on the bottom. Oh, going
optional start.
Start.
He's got a 1:20 riding time. He's been wrestling well. He's going to probably look, see if he can't get that takedown here.
That gets Strickenberger on the board, still trailing 5-1. As you mentioned, the ride time a factor. Final 30 seconds of period number 2.
Well, it's pretty important for Strickenberger to try to get a takedown if he can here in this 28 seconds right to end this period. Try to end the period on top. Spratley obviously knows that, but he's looking for a takedown too, because the mentality on both of these schools is score. Find a way to score. It doesn't matter what the score is. Find a way to keep scoring. Doesn't matter what the time is. Find a way to keep scoring.
Strickenberger at the Cliff Keen event won his weight classification, beat number 1 out of Iowa State, and then did not wrestle Friday at North Carolina. Now back in there, but he's behind at home heading to the third period as Spratley is up 5-1.
I mean, it just tells you how competitive weight classes are when you're in the top part of it. I mean, aside from a couple of weight classes, you could probably roll the dice on any given day, and probably anybody in the top 8 or so might win on that day. So.
And that exactly, I would say 125 is, you know, historically since Spencer Lee has left, has been the biggest wild card at NCAAs, where we're seeing it's a bloodbath. You know, right from the get-go, it is every man for themselves.
Well, again, these two individuals squared off twice last year. Strickenberger winning both, including at the Big 12 tournament. You have a feeling, regardless of what happens here today, they're probably not finished. They'll see each other again.
No, they're not.
We'll be looking forward to it too, because it's always good. It's always entertaining, and especially as that history gets longer and longer, it gets even more fun to watch.
Well, and sort of what you hope from an athlete standpoint, that they enjoy the battle and the competition together, right? Because it says all those things that you just talked about. Is what do I need to work on now? Oh, you got one up on me this time. Now I've got to figure out what I go back and work on in terms of getting better and being in certain positions and working through certain things to try to gain a little bit of an edge. I mean, that's the sort of the chess match and the strategy tactics that go on throughout the course of the year.
There's a whistle with 1:33 to go as Spratley maintained control there.
Strickenberger does a nice job of rolling on top, try to catch a foot, elevate something, try to create a little hip space. But Spratley, as you see, has been staying pretty tight not really giving him the space that he's normally used to probably getting in those particular situations, which I'm sure is the things that you work at when you're working with somebody who can roll and scramble. How well do I do with keeping my hip in the right spot?
Spratley still maintaining control, although we got a stall warning against Spratley there.
Like I said, I'm not sure about that necessarily. it's a heck of a scramble, and I mean, I think they're just wrestling going out of bounds, but I don't know.
Minute 22 left.
I mean, we might as well just go internationally, right? And you just get a point every time someone goes out of bounds. Why don't we just do that?
Spratley at this point has the ride time point cinched. So essentially a 6-point lead with 1 minute to go here in the third.
Well, I think that's a key for both guys, the amount of time they're able to spend on top.
Right.
They're both really good there. And if they're not able to spend much time on top, the match gets a little wonky probably for both guys. Not that they don't have proficiencies on their feet, but they like being on top and they're good in those particular positions. And so in this particular case, Spratley got the early takedown, spent a lot of time on top, has been riding all the way through this period. Strickenberger tried to make that turn, but Spratley does a nice job of just sort of limp arming through that thing and get himself out from and get that reversal. So, and then spent that time on top.
1 point, West Virginia.
Final 45 here.
Now the question is, I mean, it's still a pretty tight match when you think about it. It's only 4 points separating them. But Spratley lets him up. I don't know if he's going to try to say, I'm going to see if I send a message here and see if I can take you down and let you know that I have not only closed the gap, but I've outworked you and I'm in a better position than you are. Or whether Strickenberger has a chance to say, dude, that was a mistake on your part. You should have never let me out. I'm going to take you down.
He's going to have to do it in 15 seconds here. And again, Spratley has the ride time point, so even a takedown wouldn't put Strickenberger in front. See what happens here. Final second, Strickenberger aggressive.
Oh yeah, I mean, and you could see him gathering himself there too. Like, I got 15 seconds left. I took as much time as he could for this. Is in on the leg.
Time, however, will expire.
Yep, no, that's kind of a thing. I mean, a nice follow-up to that, but a well-wrestled match by Spratley. Does a good job in throwing it. And again, your competitors, and hey, match is over, good job. There we go.
6-2, Spratley over Strickenberger, so their personal duel is even at 2 wins apiece. Well,